on. No, I get it. There's a taxi. Thank you. Hi. I went to the Adelphi Hotel right there. And that's where we are. Excuse me. No, I'm sorry, this is my cab. Sorry. No, listen, I was here first. Oh, God. Taxi! 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 Wait! Let's go across. Come on. Looking down the road. Come on, hurry.
I don't know. It doesn't look as if we'll have much chance. For God's sake, Harold, can we please just get a taxi?
I'm trying to get a taxi!
We're going the wrong way!
Jimmy, put that away. We'll look like tourists.
Hi, honey.
We'll never get a cab. Let's cut over to 7th.
7th is that way!
I know where we are.
Mister, give me $1. Come on. Hey, mister, how about it? $1. Are you deaf? You don't speak English? Come on, up here. Ah!
Hey, lady, do the kid a favor. Don't scream.
Express card. Don't leave home without it. Hey, get out of here.
Hey, let's beat it, man. I don't like it up here.
What, are you scared of heights?
I don't know. After what happened to Johnny Gobbs.
Hey, look, man. Johnny Gobbs got ripped and took a walk off a roof, all right? No big loss.
No, man. That ain't what I heard at all. I heard the bat got him.
The bat? Oh, man, give me a break, will you?
5 stories, straight down. There wasn't no blood in the body.
No shit. It was all over the pavement.
I'm getting out of here, man.
Hey, shut up, man. Listen to me. There ain't no bat.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have turned the gun on that kid, man. You shouldn't have turned the gun on that.
Do you want your cut of this money or not? Now, shut up. Shut up.
I'm not going to kill you. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
Alright. Well, let me
Don't be playing a lot of 5-minute movie clips during this review, please, after that one.
No worries. So, I mean, hey, it's my show. I'm gonna show you everything. No offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway,
It's Sunday night.
Yeah, I know that. I have Sunday nights. You have Sunday nights. Everyone has Sunday nights. Hello, everyone. This is Andreas Pop Culture Guy. Just with this, my partner in crime, host, creator of MCU Bleeding Edge, Jeff True Knowledge. Sir, how you doing?
I'm good, sir.
Well, really awesome. And today, we're here again for another spectacular live stream review, and it's on Tim Burton's Batman 1989 film, starring Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, Kim Basinger, and Pat Hingle, Michael Goff, and Billy D. Williams are the cast. The movie came out in June of 23rd of 1989. This is the 35th anniversary of the film. Plus, plus happy birthday to Tim Burton today. His birthday's today, so I thought it would be a good time to maybe do some Burton appreciation before his next film. Can't believe it, his 19th film, Beetlejuice, the Beetlejuice 2, the sequel that we've been all been waiting for from the original Beetlejuice. But anyway, we're talking about Batman. And I just showed you guys a clip of, the first introduction of Batman in the movie, and to kind of remind you where we're at. So, just quickly before we do, the dive in of the film, what's your opinion on this film, Jeff? It's your favorite? What you like? What's your opinion on Batman '89?
It doesn't hold up to the Nolan stuff. I consider this movie to be different than the Nolan film. I don't think that you could really I don't think you could have them in the same universe, because this is a real throwback film from the 1989. So I think that this and the second Batman film with Michael Keaton need to be in their own specific territory. So that's how I view it. You know what I'm saying? I don't rank the Batman films. I just keep this one in its own spot, along with, Batman 2.
Okay, Batman Returns. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I mean, I think everyone has to understand that, this movie was so, revolution. I mean, first off, it helped, popularize, what marketing could be for a blockbuster. Like, the Batmanium is a huge thing. And, you kind of saw that with the recent Batman. But if you didn't have 1989 Batmania, how they market the film, we don't have any of these Batman films. And plus, this film helped change, the percentage of who Batman was. Because remember, at the time, the only thing that was Batman was, the Anna West show. And a lot of people thought he was campy. So, Tim Burton's Batman is kind of very important, because it brought the idea of that this is Batman is a dark character. And, and I agree with you, Jeff. I mean, you cannot, we'll get into this, the writing of Batman is not as strong as the Nolan Batman films. I mean, those are just peak, masterpiece superhero films, and these are just spectacle. These are like blockbusters, films. Well, except for Batman Returns. I mean, Batman Returns is just a weird movie. It's a Tim Burton movie, but whenever we get to Batman Returns, we'll discuss more of that. Without this movie or the sequel, we couldn't get the Batman animation series. I mean, that's something we have to bring up. That this helped give that show a chance to be air, and it gave us Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. So these films really influenced that version of Batman. So, and plus it influenced the comic books. The reason that we got the third Robin, it was actually named Tim Drake. If you don't know the information, the name Tim was in honor of Tim Burton. So a lot of the '89 helped boost Batman's popularity in the 1980s. End of 1980s, entry to the 1990s. So we're in 1989. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of this. So we got the logo. We got the intro of the Bat logo, which was kind of cool. Seeing all the cast members' names, and at first, you don't know what we're doing. We're maybe in the Batcave. But then when we pull out, it's the bat symbol, the bat logo, which was cool. And then after that, we cut in. And then, as you saw in the clip, we meet these, couple. And the couple, I thought, when I saw this film, I thought that was Bruce Wayne and his parents, gonna see his origin early on. And I thought, oh, that was really cool. And a good way to trick the people that wasn't Bruce Wayne. So we see these family trying to get a cab, trying to get to their hotel, right? And then they decide not to take a cab. They try to go a shortcut, and so they go to this dark alleys, and of course they get mugged by these two criminals, and then these two criminals are pretty much trying to like collect the money. And while they're talking, the one criminal talks about what happened to this one guy, this criminal that got attacked by this giant bat. So basically, Batman's been pretty much established. He's this night creature. Why we see that? We saw a glimpse of Batman over a high tower, and then we see Batman slowly coming down to where they were at. And while these muggers are talking, they hear his footsteps, and then that's Batman. He's full glowy. He attacks them, and of course, the one mugger is crashing into the door, and then you get the one mugger getting interrogated with Batman, and he tells Batman to tell them who he is, and then of course he does the "I am Batman," which is neat. So after that, we get into like this cool conference of the mayor, how telling the folks of Gotham that he's gonna eradicate the organized crime that is by Carl Grissom, that is played by Jack Palance. And why we see here, we get introduced to Billy D. Women's version of Two-Face, Harvey Dent, which is kind of crazy that they have a Harvey Dent here. So Harvey's here, and we see Commissioner James Gordon, played by Pat Hingle. And if you don't pay attention, there's a seat missing, and that was Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne was supposed to be in there, but he's not there because he's doing Batman activities. While we see this like conference, and Harvey Dent's talking, we get pulled out to another like room, and this is Jack Nicholson's Jack Napier, pre-Joker transformation. He's there. He's having an affair with the boss lady, and they're talking. And then after that scene, we cut back to that little area that the muggers were at. This Lieutenant Eckhart is like talking to one of the, I guess, ambulance person. He is wondering what happened up there, and then we get introduced to one of the reporters named Knox. Knox gets a tip. He's this like Batman reporter that is tracing down Batman, and he gets kind of pinned down from him. After that conversation, Eckhart goes to an alley. He meets Jack, and so it indicates that Eckhart is a corrupt police. So he's working under Grissom, and of course, Napier is talking to Eckhart about that Harvey Dent is snooping out one of the front companies that Carl's business is at, and he tells them, "Don't worry, that's my territory." And then they get a little scruffle here, and of course, we got Bob here, his like royal henchman, and after that, we get a little cheeky line here from Eckhart saying that where you spent your nights, which indicates that he's aware that he's having an affair with the boss. If you don't pay attention to the dialogue right there. And then I think after that we I think we cut to the mayor talking to Harvey Dent and Commissioner Gordon, trying to get this 20th anniversary celebration for Gotham. And they're discussing that maybe people are not going to come out because of the crimes, and they're scared. And he tells them to try to get the crime boss that we've been hearing about. And then after that, we cut back to Knox and his business. He's been pretty much been bullied by them because of the Batman thing, and so his colleagues just don't treat him respectively, professionally. And we get the really quick drawing of Bon Kane. That's one of the drawings, but which is not true, folks. If you don't know, Bon Kane was a fraud. He's not a good artist, so that's probably some other like ghost artist that worked on the Batman comic books. But anyway, that's not here or there. But so then after that, we get the introduction of Vicky Vale. So Vicky Vale is the love interest in the film, played by Kim Basinger, and she talks about why she's here. She's here to maybe help Knox to like find Batman, like try to profile Batman, and see some potential of Nobel Prize, and he really likes it. And yeah, and that's where we meet all those characters. Let me stop there. What you thought about this sequence from the logo to the meeting of Vicky Vale and Knox, sir?
Well, I like Kim Basinger in general. I like Kim Basinger, so that's always a positive to see her, especially young Kim Basinger. She's really attractive.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's cool seeing Batman. They did a good job with the introductions. It's well paced and well put together.
Yeah.
It's a well cast film. You know, a lot of people are unfortunately aren't with us anymore that are in the movie, but really well cast, and it's a really good intro. And you can see Michael Keaton can't move his neck in that clip we watched. That like when he kicks the guy, he can't move his neck at all because of the way that the bat suits were in the first couple of films. There'd be no neck mobility at all. You know, so it's cool watching him like do the action scenes and not be able to move his neck. You know, like it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's even funnier when we get to the chemical plant where he couldn't move. You see, like he turns around trying to escape, and he couldn't move his neck there. Yeah, I know, it's very funny. I mean, it's a good. I don't know. It never bothers me. Like it's kind of like a very unique thing. Like he seems more monster. Like he doesn't look like a human person moving his neck. So it just adds to the effect of the Batman, like being this creature of the night, sort of. But yeah, I do agree that it's so weird not to see his neck move because of the costume. You know, the restraint that they had back then. You know, now like we have better technology that makes the cowl move. You know, which we saw with Ben Affleck's Batman. Like his costume, like his cowl, you can see him move a little bit with his neck, which is good. And then of course the Dark Knight trilogy. You know, in Dark Knight when we get to it. In 2 weeks, you know, they made the neck a bit more movable. But I personally, like it looks weird on Christian Bale. Like I feel like they should have changed up his cowl, but we'll get to that. But yeah, I agree. What else? The costume. I like the costume. I don't know if this is your favorite costume. I prefer the Returns costume. From
this is not my favorite Batman costume. No.
Oh no? Okay. Yeah. This one I do like, but there are just some things I don't like. Like the symbol looks different from the marketing posters of the '89 film. If you pay attention to that, that's why I was so happy that in Returns they kind of fixed that. At least Returns it looks more like actual armor stuff. But yeah. So you know, getting back to the scene by scene. We get the introduction of mob boss Carl Grissom. He's talking to his like cronies or like business people about the situation with Harvey Dent sneaking around his front companies that he has, and one of them is called Access Chemicals. He's worrying if Harvey Dent ties him to Access Chemicals, then they're dead and buried. So they need to do something, and they want to bury the Access Chemicals quickly before there's any implications of you know Grissom. And you know Jack talks. You know Jack Napier gets into the conversation and say like we should like trash the office and flume the places. And then Grissom tells Napier he personally wants him to take care of this business, this you know situation, and there's a reason why he does it, because he knows that he's having an affair with his mistress, if we call it his girl, and you know of course Jack doesn't know, so he sets him up. He calls Lieutenant Eckhart that we saw previously, and that's the one that's under his payroll, to like pretty much kill him and pretty much get rid of him for good. So after that, we get into a party, which is Bruce Wayne's party, a charity ball. And you know, we get properly introduced to Afrin, played by the late great Michael Goff, great actor. I think he's great as Afrin. And then Vicky's there, and then we get Knox, doing his thing, has his his tape recorder and all that. Vicky did meet Bruce Wayne, but Bruce Wayne, some bizarre reason, tricked her that he doesn't know who's Bruce Wayne, which is funny. And after I say it, Knox and Vicky goes to this like weird room of armor. That's where Bruce Wayne gets promptly introduced to them. And you see him, he's a little recluse, he's a little kind of weird, because of any rich man, he has all this money and all that. And while this happened, Commissioner Gordon left because he got the innocuous tip that Niebuhr is going to raid Axis Chemicals, but he knows that one of Eckhart is who is a very shady cop is going to pretty much ruin this opportunity to get Grissom under arrest. So Afrin arrives, tells Bruce about the leaving on Commissioner Gordon. He leaves. Vicky and Knox stay there a little bit to talk among themselves, but without knowing, there's cameras placed in the place, placed in the rooms and in the area of the Wayne Manor. So you see that we get pulled in of the back computer. So we're in the back cave, and of course, Bruce has a recording of Commissioner Gordon talking to one of his police officers about this anonymous tip of Axis Chemicals. Then after that, we cut it into Lieutenant Eckhart having a couple of policemen going into Axis Chemicals to pretty much raid Jack Napier. So after that, we see Jack and his man trying to trash the place, and he realized that they've been running out. They've been pretty much tricked into the Axis Chemicals, so they tried to leave, but they get ambushed with one of the policemen. So everyone spreads out, and they start shooting on Axis Chemicals, which is crazy. So they're endangering everyone with these highly faulty chemicals. And then while Jack is trying to escape, Batman intervenes. Commissioner Gordon now sees that Batman is real, and we get this really cool, fight. Not fight sequence, like really cool action scene of like shootout scene. Basically, this is like a shootout scene of the mob versus the cops. And then while that, we see Batman kind of intervene, punching them, or like defense them from their guns and whatnot. And while this, we get the music by Danny Elfman. Again, Danny Elfman is a great composer. His theme of Batman is, my preferred theme, Batman. One of the best themes for any superhero. And his score here is fantastic. This section of the music called The First Conversation is really great. Just really adds that, pulpy, 1940s noir kind of feel that this film has. So, while everyone is doing, everyone is pretty much spread out, Jack sees the exit. He tries to go in, but then he sees Commissioner Gordon. He has a chance to shoot him, but Batman intervenes and holds him up. And then, of course, Jack sees Batman the first time, but Jack's buddy Bob holds Gordon hostage, and he tells him to let go of Jack. And then he does, and then he disappears as usual with Batman. And then after that, Jack sees Eckhart, kills Eckhart, telling him think about the future. After that, he turns around, he sees Batman and shoots him, but Batman's gauntlet deflates the bullet, and he hits Jack's face. And then after that, he drops into the green chemical bath, and then after that, Batman, is up in the up into the roof since seeing the failure of capturing Napier runs, and then cut in, and then we see the hand of the Joker coming out, and a very Frankenstein like universal kind of horror. Let me stop here. I mean, this is a big action scene in the film, very iconic. And first off, out of all the Batman films, this is really the only time we see the Joker going into the chemical bath. If anyone knows, this is adapting one of the graphic novels during the 1980s that is Batman the Killing Joke. It's loosely based of it. Mostly they're just adapting like the idea of giving Joker or origin story here. As you see here, this is, you know, the weird time in the Batman film we get Joker have a like an actual name. His name is Jack Napier. He's a mob boss, enforcer. You know, not like Heath Ledger's Joker, where when we get into Dark Knight, he's like, he just randomly comes up. He has no identity or that, which is kind of true to the Joker when he came in the 1940s when he first appeared Batman #1. So anyway, what do you thought about this factory thing? Jeff, you like it? What's your opinion on this section?
Well, yeah, I like it. I mean, I like the movie. So, you know, I like it thoroughly all the way through. There's no section of it that I don't like. It's I mean, I've watched this movie a lot of times. So it's not that the movie doesn't hold up anymore, because it still does hold up, but it is a little campy for 2024. It's a little campy. The movie's 35 years old. So, you know, again, it's I find it interesting. I like the involvement of James Gordon in the plot and all that. Jack Nicholson as the Joker is really solid, you know.
Yeah.
But I find like hearing stories about behind the scenes with Jack Nicholson and stuff like that, you know, more interesting than I do the movie. I won't lie.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear his contract for this film was crazy. He only spent 1 week on filming. He, you know, but like he had the best deal ever. Like he had participation of the profits and the grosses and the merchandising of this film, which still is making money for him today, you know, after 35 years, right? And then like there were like random things like he needs to be like off, like he had like off days so he could go into like Laker games or something like that. I mean, he was at that point a very powerful actor. I mean, Jack Nicholson, come on, like already we had The Shiny, we got the Witches Eastwick like out 2 years ago. Like he's already a famous actor, so you know. But yeah, I love Jack Nicholson. He has the best laugh. He has a really great laugh at the Joker. I mean, when we get to his transformation, when he attacks his boss, it's like his laugh is great. And I love his look. I wish we still get the classic Joker look in the live action films, because now they try to be like, this is something I don't like since the Dark Knight trilogy, is like everything has to be dark and realistic. And it's like, you know, Batman is a dark character, but you know, he's also a fantastical comic book character. It's like I want to see supernatural or like superpowered villains from his rogues gallery, like Man-Bat, Clayface, you know, Ra's al Ghul, you know, and Killer Croc. You know, it's like I don't need this dark realistic thing every time with Batman, you know. But you know, we're getting Batman Brave and the Bold in the DC universe for James Gunn. Hopefully, they brace more of the comic book Batman stuff. But yeah, yeah, I agree with you say. Yeah, it's very campy. I mean, despite how dark this film is, it still has like very campy moments. I mean, like it's not like the Nolan films where it's very dark and actual seriousness. And you know, and Tim Burton, like he's a cartoonist. Like he came from Disney. Like he worked at he got into animation. And if you look at his films, like he has that very animation background. And like, yeah, if you see this film, like the gags and like the jokes, it's very cartoony because of, you know, Tim Burton's background, which is not, it's all right because he knows how to deliver the joke very well in screen. But anyway, so get back to, you know, Vicky and Knox. They're like tracing trying to figure out like the pattern with Batman, how he gets to one place to another, you know, because they don't know yet that he has like a vehicle, you know, the Batmobile that he drives. After that conversation, Vicky tells Knox that she's having a date with Bruce Wayne, has dinner, and of course he's frustrated at because he likes her. But yeah, so we see Bruce Wayne having dinner with her. They eat soup in this random room. It's very funny because he hasn't been to that room, so that was hilarious. And then we get them leaving the room. They have dinner, you know, together with Alfred, which is great. Great scene when Alfred explained, you know, embarrassing stories to Vicky about Bruce Wayne when he was a kid. Was very nice. And then after that scene, we get a quick back to Jack. He went to like a surgery office, and you see him being bound with wrapping stuff, and the doctor is pulling away the wrapping cloth, and then Jack takes it out and he asks him for a mirror, and then yeah, he's kind of scared because he's seeing this like the transformation, and then he sees it, and then Jack starts to have a breakdown, and he starts to laugh, and then the doctor is explaining that it completely severed his the nerves a little bit, which I guess that's the grin or something like that. And then Jack leaves and knocks the light pole, and then we don't see see a glimpse of the Joker look yet. And then after that we come back, we see, you know, Joker seeing Batman talking to Vicky, you know, Bruce talking to Vicky, and they start kissing, so they get their relationship blossom now. Let me stop here. Let me show a clip. It's very short, so let me do this now, so we can
That you, Sugar Bumps? Who the hell are you?
It's me, Sugar Bumps.
Oh, thank God you're alive. I heard you'd been
Fried? Is that what you heard? You set me up over a woman. A woman! You must be insane. Don't bother.
Your life won't be worth spit!
I've been dead once already. It's very liberating. You should think of it as therapy.
Jack, listen. Maybe we can cut a deal.
Jack is dead, my friend. You can call me Joker. And as you can see, I'm a lot happier. What a day.
Well, and that's it. Let me do the cancellation. So, as you see, we cut back to Jack. Well, we cut back to his boss. He's in his room. He took a shower, apparently, in the night. And, of course, Jack is there. And we get this really cool, like, slow reveal. And as you see, we see the reveal of the Joker. Very nice. The makeup is amazing. He looks great. He looks like the Joker from the comics. So, see here, he sees the paper of the news about Batman, and then he says the famous line, wait, what is it like? Wait, uh, wait a little to get a little of me, and pretty much laughs after that, and then we get in here. I think Vicky leaving, and Bruce telling her that he's busy with important business stuff, which he kind of lied to her after Alfred tells her that they're staying for quite a while. So like that was kind of bizarre. So then after that, the Carl Grison's boss mistress comes into a room, and then she sees Jack, and then Jack is Joker now, and he's wearing his iconic purple and green suit, and she falls down, and then after that, we see a meeting of all the Carl Grison's like business partners or like any other mob leaders, and so like, and they're hearing this that he's gonna take over the whole operation, basically. Excuse me. And so, and they're like surprised by hearing that, and then one guy's like, why we're not hearing this for him, and why he had that stupid grin, and he tells him that if we say no, and then he, Trevor comes up, and he shakes hands to, was it a lady or whatever his name, the guy that's going to be burned. He electrocute him with a electricity, like buzzer, and then he starts talking randomly about, some stuff. Is just so bizarre, so out there. So the guy is dead after the buzz joy is done, and then his old Joker's man comes in, and they kind of capture everyone, and he tells them to think over about the operation. And then after that, and then after that, with now taking over the operations. After that, he laughs. We get to seeing all Bruce Wayne waking up, and then Vicky telling him, trying to like get together, have like some lunch or something like that. This is where Bruce lies to Vicky, about his business affairs, which is not true. He's staying in the Wayne Manor and all that. So after, let me kind of stop here. I'll kind of ask you something, because the casting of Michael Keaton. I like Michael Keaton. He's a great actor. He's very funny. He's great as Beetlejuice. He's great in the MCU as the Vulture, one of the best MCU villains. I know his casting was so like big deal during this film, '89. What do you think of him as Batman? Do you like him as Batman, or how you think of him as the character?
Oh yeah. He's OP, like top tier Batman. Him and Bale.
Yeah, I think he's the best Batman we have for live action. I think Christian Bale is the best Bruce Wayne. I like Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne, but I don't think his Bruce Wayne is good. Like the writing is not good for Bruce Wayne here or the sequel. But his Batman is amazing. Like, he has the great voice. And the costume. I mean, I know this costume is not good, but like he has everything right as Batman. I think he's the best Batman, despite he's not tall and all that, but it doesn't matter. And there, I don't know. You hear about the casting here? Like, there were like a lot of casting they wanted to see with Batman here. Like, I know they wanted Mel Gibson, Kevin Costner, Charlie Sheen, Tom Selleck, Bill Murray, Harrison Ford, and Dennis Quaid as Batman. And I think at one point they were trying to get Pierce Brosnan as well. And you know who they could have been a good Batman in Beetlejuice? His co-star, Alec Baldwin. He could have been a good Bruce Wayne, a Batman, because if you've seen The Shadow, the 1984 film, the Pulp film, he looks really good as a superhero, but it didn't happen. Tim Burton cast Keaton here because he's a really good actor, and he has really he does a really good job of like his eyes. You can tell something is going on with his head, and he's so good with that. Anyway, just want to kind of check that out, because I know you know, Keaton was not the ideal choice of Batman. And then for the Joker, you know, people, some of the rumors for the Joker before Jack was Tim Curry, David Bowie, John Lithgow, Brad Dourif, Chucky, Ray Liotta from Goodfellas, and James Wood. And Pelly Burton wanted John Glover for the Joker, and then obviously I had to bring up Robert Williams, the late great Robert Williams, because he really lobbied to be the Joker, and because he was like a huge Batman fan, like a comic book fan, and he you know, it's kind of sad he hasn't been a comic book thing, but yeah. So after that, you know, Vicky is trying to know more about Bruce Wayne, and he follows, you know, she starts to stalk Bruce Wayne, basically, because she doesn't know him as well. And she follows her into Gotham City. She sees him going to this alley, putting some roses down here. She doesn't know the implication. If you're a Batman fan, you know what this means. It's the, you know, the death of the parents. After that, she goes to this, like, we go to this, like, the city hall, and then apparently we get this conference that like this one guy is getting control of the whole operation of Grissom. And then after that, how you say, there's a bunch of bizarre minds coming around from nowhere, and then the Joker's there, and then he kills the guy with this like huge feather thing, hits in his neck, and then pretty much his whole gang shoots out everyone there. And that was his full introduction of the Joker for the public. And then Bruce is there. He got shot, but you know, it's sure. I'm surprised he didn't get like really shot. I don't know how big that jacket was. I guess the jacket has bulletproof. Yeah. So then after that, you know, Bruce comes back home. He tells Alfred that Napier is back. He needs he needs his profile, his criminal profile from the police to see what he is as a person and all that, which is helpful later in the film. And then after that, we come back to the Joker, and the Joker. If you don't pay attention to the scene, you see he's taking some information from like a CI project of a nerve gas, which explains how he is going to create his Joker gas, you know, his Joker smile toxin, which is famous for the Joker character. This is the only time we get the Joker, you know, poison, you know, the laugh, and, you know, because this is the only film we get that, because so far, you know, with the Batman stuff, it's been dark and realistic. We never get the Joker laughing toxins. So it's really cool here how they gonna use it, and while Joker's doing that, Bob comes in. He has some of the photos he has here, and you know, Joker sees Vicky's paper, and all of a sudden, Joker is falling in love with Vicky, which I get it. As Jeff, you said before, I mean, Kim Bextor is hot. I mean, she's a great blonde, by the way. I mean, amazing lady. So he's fallen in love, and so he starts to move his operations now. And we get this quick scene from Axa Chemicals telling this one doctor, or I guess employee, to ship all these products out. And then got into newsroom. We're seeing these news of these two deaf models. They have these huge grins, really bizarre. And then after that, the one reporter is he was talking to, like, you know, this lady news, and then he gets this lady news of a tree, now more murders in like a broody shop or something like that. But while he's talking about this, his co-star, his host, starts to laugh, and she starts to laugh even more, and she's dropped dead. And then she's pretty much just like the victims, grinning with a smile. And this is where the Joker intervenes the broadcast, and he explained his, well, not explain, like, he just showing off that he has affected the how you say, broody products, and that if you mix these products, you're gonna smile now. So that's basically his plan is terrorize these people with these breedy products, and if you mix these like certain products, you're gonna smile just like the victims. So very unique in the plot. I like it. Very cartoony plot, but I enjoy it. After that, Bruce Wayne sees this in the news, and he gets the police file of Jack. And one thing that caught his attention was chemistry, because apparently Jack is into art. He's also into science and chemistry. So after that, he tells Afrin we're going shopping, and then after this, we got another scenes with Harvey Dent, the mayor, and the news talking more about the deaths, and like what is the cause of this, is either baby power, lipstick, or whatnot. And by the way, it's funny, if you don't pay attention, the news reporters don't look polished. They look so horrible because they're afraid of using these like products, and that's really cool detail. After that, Vicky calls Afrin saying that she's going to be late to somewhere, and then Afrin calls Bruce. Bruce gets the information that he's going to be late to meet Vicky, but the thing is, he's not meeting Vicky today. And then we cut back to, and it's revealed that the Joker is the one that he's going to be Vicky in this museum. And he's putting himself together with makeup and all that, and we see his mistress now wearing a mask for some reason. So after that, we get the famous museum. While Vicky's waiting, she gets this note with a mask, and it tells her to put it on. And then this strange purple gas comes in, and people are dying. Like everyone just dropped dead, and like wow, and like it was crazy. People falling down, and the stamps and all that, and people smashing their food, and yeah, everyone's dead in the museum. And then the Joker arrive with his henchmen, and they start putting some Prince music. This is the party man, and they start to terrorize the museum, like tear apart, destroy the paints. It's all fun and games. Then after that, we get this cool, Joker having like a romantic night with Vicky. She's seeing her profile of the what was it? The Marquise, which is a cool reference from The Dark Knight Returns. So that was cool that they actually add that, because Killing Joke and Dark Knight Returns has influenced this movie. So it was cool to see the Marquise being referenced in this film. So Joker is kind of explaining who he is. He's like the first homicidal artist, in the world. And then his mistress comes in. He shows Vicky why she's wearing the mask. And Jeff, can you explain to me, like, what was the big deal? Like why Vicky was scared of like the face? Like she was just wearing cream and all that. Like what was the implication?
I don't know.
Yeah, that so many years. I've been watching this movie so many times. I always questioned like what happened to her. Like she didn't have the green. Like she looked fine. I mean, I don't know. So I'll ask someone if they know, and then I'll tell you. like what was the big deal of this? But yeah, so she's, I guess, disfigured. I mean, she still looks beautiful. Vicky jumps. Joker comes up, tells her, what you know about Batman, and she says she doesn't know Batman. So he starts to kind of get really frustrated, and he starts to spray his Joker venom, his acid flower, which is great. He almost got hurt, but then she grabs the water, splashes his face, and it says melting, like the Wizard of Oz. It's like, melting, I'm melting. And then, boom, scares us. And it's like you see his half white face and his brown face, and laughing at it because it scared her. And then, bam, Batman has arrived. He comes down. grabs Vicky, has this cool gadget to like go to this one, like just go to this door right here, and then bam, smash it, and then he throws like this gas pellet, and then we get Joker saying another famous line: how did he get those wonderful toys? Then Batman and Vicky are going down, tells her to go get into the car, and she asks which one, and then we get the great introduction to Batmobile here. I mean, amazing reveal, really great car to look at. I mean, yeah, this is #1 favorite Batmobile ever. I mean, it just looks awesome. It just looks mean, like just great car. And so we get this cool chase around Gotham. The Joker goons are chasing after Batman and Vicky with the Batmobile, and you see kind of cool things with the Batmobile, like the grappling gun. And then after they get kind of like stuck with the traffic, they get the shields up, and then they're trying to run away from one of the Joker goons. He tried to get them up to like high in one of the buildings, but he can't because the weight of Vicky, because Vicky didn't know what kind of weight she is, which is cool because the Flash movie did a really good job of bringing this gag back of like how much you weigh. And so after he tells her to grab the grappling gun, but tells her not to let go, and she did, because the weight, she falls up very quickly. Batman falls down. The goons get Batman and they shoot him right in the chest, but of course it's bulletproof, it's rubber. And while they're like talking, it's like they're amazed about this Batman. They pretty much try to pull his mask, and then Vicky starts taking pictures, and that sort of awakened Batman, and then, so he starts fighting the Joker goons by one, and then he gets to be like a samurai goon, like the swords. It's like, wow, you know, he starts, you know, like, and it's like he's, you know, with like his gauntlets and all that blocking it, and then you know, he push him, you know, and then the samurai goon is like, you know what, come on, and then bam, knock him out. So he's done, and then Vicky's done taking pictures, and then, you know, Batman summons his Batcar, his Batmobile, and yeah, and then that's the end of the scene. So let me stop here before we get into the Batcave and all that. Jeff, what you thought about this sequence of the Joker's plan of attacking Gotham with the like the beauty products, you know, with the Joker Venom, and then of course the museum, and then to the chase of the Gotham City.
It's kind of silly, in all honesty. It's kind of silly. What can I say? It's kind of silly. You know, it's the whole. I'm seeing Batman and all that is cool. Don't get me wrong. And again, it's good to see Kim Basinger in the film and all that. But and Jack Nicholson is outstanding as the Joker. But the whole, you know, like ending, you know, deal with you know, the Smilex stuff or whatever.
Smilex, yeah.
It's just kind of stupid.
What? Oh man, I know. I mean, it's very campy. It's very comic book. I like the Smilex. I think it's a good way to use the Joker Venom, like from the comics. I mean, if we use this now, like, I think you could make it more like a bigger threat, you know. But yeah, I can see what you're saying. But I enjoy it. I think it. I mean, it fits appropriately with the film. You know, now everything is about like power, money, or, you know, whatever. I mean, I mean, even the MCU villain plots is like not even about money or power. It's just like this. It's like, I don't know. I can't even remember the plots of the villains from the MCU film, but whatever. But yeah, so I can understand where you're coming from. So after the chasing, like after all that's done, Batman takes Vicky to the Batcave.
The Batmobile. It's the Batmobile in the movie is really dope too.
Yeah, is it your favorite or like?
No, I like the Nolan Batman movie, the Batman vehicles in the Nolan trilogy.
Really? Huh. All right. Hey, Hey, I understand. I like the Tumblr. I mean, the Tumblr is really good. I like the Bat Pod. That's my favorite out of the Batman trilogy of the Nolan films. Like that is really cool for you. Like one of the best interpretation of the Bat Bike, but like in a different way. So when we get to the Dark Knight, I will say I love the Bat Pod. But anyway, yeah, no, I understand. I love the Tumblr because it's so much better than the Dark Knight Returns tank. Like that felt like a tank, but like it still feels like a Batmobile, you know? Because we complained in the Dark Knight Returns animation that like his Batmobile was so big, like it's so tank like. Where I feel like the Tumblr did it way better. Like be small, but like it was more practical, you know. Anyway, so Batman takes Vicky in the Batcave. We get the great music from Daily Elfman, called "The Descent in Darkness" or "Descent into Mystery," I think it's called in the soundtrack. And Vicky's kind of recognizing Batman. He kind of looks like someone she knows, but they're in the Batcave. Batman is showing evidence on like what is the combination of the Smilex, and so the fact he's showing her that, so to like put it at the press. Now it is funny. She did ask why you didn't take this to the press. Said why you give it to me, and it's like, yeah, that's true, but you have something, and like, bam, he takes his cape and the bats flying. It's like, what the heck is doing? And then he steals. I never noticed, but he steals the film, the pictures that she took. So he took the the film pictures. So she's back in her house. Tells Knox like, can you do like an evening edition to explain the combination of the Smilex and how to avoid it. So we did that. Everyone is fine. We get this new cast explained like what to make Batman, friend or foe, and then Joker pretty much yet again shoots TV, explained that he hates Batman. Then after that we explain again, we get another scene where Alfred tells Bruce, maybe you try to explain to Vicky the truth. So Vicky, how you say it, gets pretty much get a surprise visit of Bruce, and Bruce is trying to like reveal that he's Batman, but they get interrupted with the Joker, and the the Joker tells her that Felicia, that was her name, jumped 30 stories, so she's dead. And then of course Bruce arrives into the scene. Joker sees him, and he starts explaining who is Jack Napier. And then we get the famous line, "Come on, you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts." And he smashed the vessel with the stick. And while that, we get Joker doing his this line here, the devil, the Moon Knight thing. And then Bruce, for some reason, recognized that line. Here, let me put this here, 1989 quotes. I can probably say that because I know people will bust my chops here. Get a little me. Here we go. La la la. Have it here. This time it's an enema. Let's get up the toys. Here. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Very famous line from him. Apparently, Bruce somewhat recognized that, and Joker shoots him. So Bruce is dead apparently, and then Vicky, sees Joker leaving, and he starts doing this dramatic monologue, and then he laughs, and then he does this like birds like sound, and then Bruce Wayne disappear because prior to that scene, he took one of these trays and used it as like a shield. As like a shield vest. That was very smart. And yeah, and then after that she gets this ugly flowers in the box, and then after that Knox tells Vicky of the appearance of the corner street, and that was where Bruce Wayne's parents die. So that explains it. Like, and Knox asks like, what could this happen to, like what this could do to a kid, and then she runs off, and she realized that that's Batman. You know, that's Batman. So after that, we get this like meeting of like the city hall, and like the mayor is saying that we're gonna cancel the 2000th anniversary thing parade, and then Joker intervenes the broadcast, telling him that he's not a killer, he's an artist, and so he's gonna do is send a lot of money at midnight, 20 million in cash for the people of Gotham City, and then he like taunts Batman to like come on and face him mano a mano, and he stops that, and Bruce is like compensating because of what Joker said prior to that scene with the Devil By Night line, and so he looks at the newspaper we saw from Knox, the death of Thomas Wayne and all that, and they flashback here the Batman origin story, and this is where I'm very curious about your opinion here, like because I didn't discuss this in Batman Begins. We did our Batman Begins, folks, live stream review, drinking games on Friday. We didn't discuss this, but you know, the origin story of Batman. You know, Batman Begins did such a good job of actually doing the Batman origin right. Here we're getting enter the part of I think the big issue with Batman here, the '89 film, is they play fast and loose with the Batman lore and like some changes from the comic books. Some is good, some is really bad. So here, this is the really bad one. So we see, you know, young Bruce, you know, and his family walking, you know, getting back home, I guess, and we see these two weird, like strange men following them, and then right at bat, his parents die. We got our first Pearl, like it's, you know, pearls being down the floor, you know, after so many movies we've seen those, and then we see the character saying the same line as Joker, and it's revealed that's Jack Napier that killed, Batman's parents. So the Joker kills his parents. So let me stop here. What do you thought about this? Like I don't like it. It's really bad change here. I don't know why the writers thought they combine the Joker as the killer for Batman's parents. Such a stupid thing. I don't think they explained themselves why they did this. I mean, besides making it like, a emotional connection to the film. What you thought about this? This twist here of Joker killing his parents.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. It doesn't really work.
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't really make any sense that those things would come together like that or connect.
No, I mean, like, why? So, it doesn't even make sense. But it's also because it comes so late in the film. Like, why should I care about this reveal of like the Joker killing Batman's parents? You know, because that was never the focus of for the first two halves of the Batman film that we're watching, right? And then so we got that, and then the older Bruce Wayne wakes up, is like, oh my god, that's the man killed my parents. And then we get the even stupider bad thing of Vicky Vale coming into the Batcave. Like, why, Afrin? Why do you let her come into the Batcave? I mean, I guess she knew that he was Batman. I think at that point, but wait, did it bother you that Vicky came into the Batcave? Did they kind of bug? Okay,
no, it didn't bother me.
Okay. A lot of people that was a little very weird that Alfred allowed her to be in the Batcave, but because in general, Alfred would never allow anyone to go to the Batcave except for sidekicks from Batman. But anyway, Vicky talking to Bruce about why he let her in. She did. He said, "Oh, you did get in." All that. Oh, someone has comments here. Who's this? Born to Watch, buddy. Sorry, guys. Born to Watch. How you doing? Oh my god. How well Bruce Wayne had just came in her Batcave. What? What are you talking about, Bourne? If you're saying about what I'm talking about now, sir, that's his Batcave. Vicky is not allowed at all in the Batcave. That's all I have to say. By the way, great to see you, Matt. Oh my god, I'm so happy you're in the comments, sir. Hello, sir. Anyway, so they're talking, and she explained, she's trying to explain to Bruce that he wants this is not a perfect world, but she say it's not a perfect world. It doesn't have to be a perfect world, and so like they want to continue the relationship, but he likes that, but like he cannot do it now because he's out there. So we get the cool scene of him suiting up as Batman. He does this, this, and then the belt, and then he rides, and then Batman, and then he comes in his Batmobile. He drives into the exit chemicals. The goons are trying to shoot it, which is stupid because it's metal, whatever. And then the car stop. It covers itself with shield, and it pulls out this weird bowl, metallic bowl, and it's an explosion. It's a bomb, and the bomb destroys the factory, and pretty much Batman was controlling it in the microphone. So, and then Joker is in the helicopter, and after that, he taunts this Batman, and Batman is angry, and then after that we get the parade thing, and Joker is giving out the money and all that, and Vicky's taking pictures and all that, and then we get a cool reveal of the Batwing, which is really great. You never expect to have the Batwing in the film, and that was really cool. And so Joker is, talking to the people, saying where's Batman and all that, and then he sees the Batwing, and then he orders his man to start putting the mask, and just reveal that the balloons contain the Smilex gas, and so he's gonna kill everyone in the open. So very crazy. I mean, very dark for a blockbuster film. Killing everyone in the open is crazy. So we get that, and then the Batman is in the Batwing. He grabs all the balloons, take it up in the air. He cuts it, and then pretty much drifts away in space, I guess. And pretty much the Joker is upset that this happened, and so he asks Bob to give him a gun. He does, and he shoots Bob, and he tells his man to get rid of everyone because now it's Batman and him. So then after that, we see the Batman doing his Batwing here, and he sets up all the weapons here, and he starts shooting everyone in the open, and he tries to shoot the Joker, and then, first of all, I don't know how he misses the Joker. He has a target machine to literally aim at the Joker, and so he misses the Joker, and then the Joker pulls out from his pants a long gun, and then bam, the Joker shoots the Batwing, and then Batman crashes down to the ground and next to the church. Really saw Batman for my 14th birthday. Honestly, love it. Still great today. Oh, well, Matt, that's good to see. That's good to hear. Oh man, 14 back in 1989. Huh. Oh man. So let me stop there before we get into the church, the final act. Jeff, what you thought about this section of the film? The whole balloon tag thing, and the Batwing and all that.
Well, the Batwing is dope, but again, all of the Joker's plots in the film are kind of played out now, in 2024. They're kind of silly. It's still a solid, entertaining movie. And it's cool seeing Joker realize who Batman is, you know, in real life and all that shit. You know, that's dope. But you know, I don't really have much else to say.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, fantastic, you know, action, like, climax before the church scene. I mean, the special effects here are pretty good. I mean, they hold up really well after 35 years. I just
some of the music is funny, like some of the rap music and stuff like that.
I know that. I actually, so you know, Warner Brothers came to Prince, the music that was playing in this scene. It's a Prince song, and they licensed Prince to make some songs for the film. So that's why we got like Party Man, the music, the museum. That's like Prince and all that, and even the end credits. We get like another Prince song. Yeah, a lot of Prince here because, you know, Prince was working with Warner Brothers at the time. So yeah, I agree with you. It's very corny. I don't think the Prince songs, like, okay, like there's two Prince songs that work in the film, but then there's others that do not work in the film. They feel really inappropriate for the film, and I think it's very corny. I think the next soundtracks, like Batman Forever soundtrack and Batman Robin soundtrack, was so much better than this film soundtrack, licensed music, whatever. I don't know. It's up to you guys. I mean, Forever soundtrack is great. I mean, nothing beats Kids from the Rose, you know, from Seal. But yeah. Anyway, so that's the thing. So yeah. So Vicky, let's get back to it. Vicky. Oh, what should I? No, let me put the trailer on right now, because let me take a break because I've been talking a lot. I can lose my voice now. Jeff, let me put the trailer on, and then we'll come back and wrap up everything in this third act. So, and let me get this stupid thing.
Nice outfit.
Vicky Vale.
Bruce Wayne.
And what do you do for a living?
Lieutenant, is there a 6-foot bat in Gotham City?
Freak terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me. I am the world's first fully functioning homicidal artist. I make art until someone dies.
A lot of people think you're as dangerous as the Joker.
He's psychotic.
Some people say the same thing about you.
I have no wish to fill my few remaining years grieving for the loss of old friends or their son.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
It's just something I have to do.
Why?
Because nobody else can.
Alright, back to cancellation. Okay, alright, back. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that trailer. Funny note about the original trailer back in 1989. I hope back can come with this, but like the trailers back then for Batman 89 didn't have music, so it was a very rough cut trailer because people were so nervous about this project. So they had to, like, Warner Bros. Had to quickly put together a trailer to calm fans and all that. Very funny. Check it out on YouTube. It's still there. So yeah. So anyway, so let's get back to Batman 89. Let's wrap up everything here, folks. We're in the final climax. Pretty much we're in the church. We see Batman coming out from the Batwing, heavily bruised and battered from the crash. And he's finally Batman, Joker and Vicky in the church, and so going up, really up into the church here. Funny note in trivia, this was not for the ending. This is a new ending that the filmmakers had to come up. Apparently, the producers John Peters and Jack Nicholson saw the 1989 version of Phantom of the Opera starring Robert Englund. They saw I guess the final climax or them going to the church or something like that, and so they had this great idea to take the climax up to this like cathedral church. So this was not part of the script. And if you want to know more about the process of the film, this film was was 10 years in the making. A lot of script rewrites during this time, during the production of Batman 89. If you see the screen, of course, Sam Hamm wrote the initial story with Tim Burton, but it was writer Warren Sennick, who also helped him from Beetlejuice, the first film, the year prior, to like punch up the script. He helped a lot to like came together with this the ending of the film. So pretty much Batman is going up. The police arrive. They tried to get up, but unfortunately the Joker used some acid to put the bell down to kind of blockade the door and all that. So Batman rides up the top, and Joker. Some bizarre reason the Joker man are in the church. So that was funny. As Jeff, you're saying silly. This part is very silly because this ending is just like all over the place. Like, how the hell did the Joker man know that he was going up to a church, and then they're gonna attack Batman? So that was very funny. So the Joker man, attacking the Cape Crusader, and while this Joker is dancing with Vicky and all that, and while this happened, Batman beats up he gets his butt kicked by this black dude, and he does stop him by knocking his head to the bell and pretty much throw him up down to the church and stuff like that. And then after that, Vicky, while dancing, he sees Batman in the back in the area, and then she tries to distract Joker, and then pretty much Batman comes in, punch him, and tells him that you killed his parents, and he's like, "You idiot, you made me remember," and all that. And so they start talking, and then Batman pushes him up the roof, and then he pulls Vicky and Batman off the roof, and now they're hanging off the part of the roof of the church. And then the Joker goons are in the helicopter. They see Joker on top of it, and Joker sees them, and waits for the ladder to come down, and Batman is trying to see what he could do. But then the comment Joker made a comment about how like sometimes he could kill himself because of like the wind and the falling, and then Batman has the idea to use his grappling gun to like hold his feet around like a gargoyle, and then when the gargoyle comes out, and he's pretty much holding Joker down, he pretty much is holding his life, and then bam, Joker goes down, and he pretty much is gonna be dead, and he died. And so after that, after the threat is done, Batman is trying to pull Vicky up, and they go down as well. And then thankfully Batman has his another grapple gun, and they're safe from the church. Anyway, let me stop here before we get into the famous ending here. What do you thought about this church fight, sir? It's silly, I know. It's very weak. But what do you think about it?
I don't really have much to say about it. It's just another part of the film. Again, the special effects, I guess you could say that they hold up. They sort of do.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, like I said, it's still entertaining, but I just don't really have much to say about it. I reviewed this film before already.
Oh, really?
Last year. Yeah, I have.
Oh, yeah. I remember. What was it? It was at Tim's.
I did it on Joey's podcast.
Joey podcast.
On
Okay.
the Podcast Odyssey.
Podcast Odyssey. Okay, yeah. I think I remember.
So I reviewed this already, like within the year.
Crazy.
So I talked about it on that review. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I've seen the film recently. So
oh wow.
because
cool.
I had to do it for the review. So yeah. I mean, like I said, I like the film, but I still have a lot to say. Elaborate on it, really.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, let's slurp up and give us we'll give us the rating. So everything's done. The police say they wrap up all the chokers, man, and then Harvey Dent reads a note from Batman, and he tells him to call me whatever evil rises again. And then we see finally the bat symbol, and then we get Danny Elfman's score like rising up. It's like dun 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 dun. Cool, see the bat symbol, very cool. Vicky walks around, and then she sees Alfred, and then pretty much we end it here. Going up to the roof, and then we see Batman standing where the bat symbol is flashing, and then. That's the end of the film, and that's Batman '89. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a lot to talk about. I never realized I saw this film and I was like, oh, it's just gonna be easy to. And it's like, no, there's a lot going for this film, and I am so happy. And we got a couple more years to do the Batman films because there's even more stuff with the villains. Like, come on, like Returns as Catwoman, Penguin, Christopher Walken. Hey, and then Forever's Two-Face. Oh my god, I don't know how I can nominate those films. But anyway, Jeff, let me ask you, what's your rating for this film, and just your overall feelings about this film, and then get out of here.
It's an 8.75, and my feelings are it's still a very watchable film. Like I would encourage people to watch this film if they haven't watched it. Again, I've watched it and reviewed it recently, so if I didn't have a lot to give you or whatever on this review, that's why.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, it's tough to talk about movies that you rewatch. Either you were saying before, like recently, or it's gonna be hard. I'm like very curious with our next review. See about that. But yeah, anyway, my rating will be like a 7.5 out of 10. It's not that bad. I'm with you, Jeff. I prefer the Batman Nolan trilogy because that feels more like Batman films, and these Tim Burton films do not feel like Batman films, especially the sequel, Batman Returns. That feels like a very Tim Burton film. And no offense, I like things from these Burton films. Like I prefer the Batmobile. I prefer the Batwing over the Nolan film, but I prefer like the Batman suit from the Dark Knight trilogy and over this. But it's there's pros and cons for these versions of Batman, But yeah, so that's my opinion. But yeah, that's our review. I just want to thank everyone for joining us. I want to thank Matt, Born to Watch Movie Podcast, for joining us for the comics. That was really great. Great surprise that made my day today.
What's up, Matthew?
Yeah. So thank you for coming, and hopefully we'll see you again in the MCU podcast. So let me plug Mr. Jeff $2 MCU Bleeding Edge. Let me get myself together here. So tomorrow I'm going to moderate the Batman Crusader episodes 5 and 6. So join us with that. We're also gonna discuss trailer stuff as well. Also, I don't know, now you're here, you want to talk about the Accolade Constellation? Because that was like finally.
There's nothing to talk about. It's over.
You want to talk more Accolade, or just like leave it to that?
No, I'm done. I'm done with it.
Yeah. All right. Good. So, yeah, that's what it is. All right. So we got that for tomorrow. Tomorrow night. For 5 and 6. Our next Wednesday review. What's our next Wednesday review?
Justice League War.
Okay, Justice League War. That's our new DC Ammunition film that's going to start the new like DC universe. Please check that out. And then Friday, well, what's the movie? Was it
Rings of Power episodes 1 through 3?
Really? Oh yes, this week. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. So that's our content today. So but yeah. So let me stop.
Thank you, Andreas.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so no, I want to say thank you, Jeff, for joining me tonight. Thank you everyone for joining us. We'll be back again in 2 weeks. Our next review will be Beetlejuice. Jeff, you haven't seen Beetlejuice, right? That's
no,
like okay.
That's a long time.
Yeah, so that's gonna be more fun. And it still holds up pretty well, but that's just me. But anyway, thank you everyone. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Please join us tomorrow night. It will be fun as always. Peace out. Later.